Well, everybody's trying to self-improve, and to a large degree, I do feel like this is some type of coping mechanism, like everybody hasn't already been trying to do this for a long time. But look, there are some habits that actually can improve your life, and I'm probably missing some on the list of 8 I'm about to get into, sort of like the 8 habits to avoid the other day. But nonetheless, let's start with number 1, which is walking, and this is something that I've really taken a part in over the last few years, helped me tremendously in losing weight. That was the main activity, but especially adding a little pace to it if you can, walking a little faster, especially if you're going out for a route after work, for example, or you're taking a stroll after dinner or something like that to get extra steps in. Walking is number 1, you're going to feel better for being active. Number 2, it's a good way to get outside and get out of the constant online environment or work environment, and it makes you feel a lot better. And there's a number of health benefits. There are countless studies that prove that just getting out and walking, especially again getting a few miles in a day, can really improve your health rather than sitting there all day, which is what people tend to do naturally. And to second that, just sort of a filter point, but getting outdoors and being a little more active, finding an activity that you like, which everybody should be able to do for the most part when it comes to outdoors, at least at some point in the year, some weather point in the year. There should be something that everybody can enjoy usually doing outside, even if you're not as much of an outdoors person. Find what that is and actually participate in that, and honestly, that can actually improve your life a lot, because you at least have something that is getting you active, getting you again off the chair, off the couch, and helping you out. And it can actually be a door as a way into to gain entry to other social clubs and stuff like that. I mean, you have to think, let's say for example, if you start going out and playing basketball each night, you find a friend group out there in the courts that play games with you and stuff, and then you end up shooting around with those guys a lot. Maybe you end up becoming friends. So that's just a good way to think about it. Get outdoors, get active, find an activity you like. The third point is you have to minimize eating fast food and processed junk food. If you're avoiding this, you're actually going to really improve your life. Number 1, it costs a lot of money, and number 2, every time I eat this food or too much of the junk food, I mean every once in a while, or snacking on a slight bit can be okay, and it really doesn't mean much. But when you're really doing this every single day and eating a majority of your calories from this kind of food, you're going to feel really awful, and it just ends up bringing your life down. Another one that is huge is eliminate the wallet draining vices, and I mean things like drugs and things like processed sugar. These are things you basically rely on a day-to-day basis to get by. Even caffeine, that's something I have to get better at. They cost a lot of money each day to drink, and I mean you think about something like, let's say, having a Starbucks coffee every single day or a couple of them. It's going to add up on the wallet when you're doing that every single day, and honestly getting rid of these can help free up some extra money and make your life a little bit better financially. So I think these are things to look out for. And 5th is to cut back on extreme entertainment expenses, at least until you have the money or income to actually support that. A lot of people will go out and spend money on things like concerts or even sports games and stuff like that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with dropping a little bit on one of those activities every once in a while. But if you're doing it too much and you're highly in debt or something like that, I do feel like it's a little bit of a waste of money or not the best financial decision. And one for me that I've seen has definitely added up, like even it's not even, wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world, but I play a lot of golf, and it's like, it's not even the worst activity. You get out with your friends and stuff like that for a few hours. It's a good way to relax and play a game you like, but then the problem is it's so expensive. Everything from the balls to the club to the equipment, the green fees, hitting balls and stuff at night at the driving range, it adds up a ton, and it's something I want to cut back on because it just costs too much money right now. And like, I would feel a lot better if I had a lot more money and could just play golf on the side and have fun with it, but it's an entertainment expense that's not necessary, and I just want to cut back. So I think that's another good example of cutting back on those extreme entertainment expenses. And 6th is weightlifting. You get a big metabolic boost from this, and I have noticed this at this point where I've been pretty serious about lifting for almost a couple of years now. And there was a point where in like 2020, 21, I was pretty serious for about 5 months, but I've taken it to another level, number 1 now, and number 2, been way more consistent and way longer time. So I have seen at this point a very, very big difference in my metabolism in terms of how many calories I can eat, and I'm also a lot leaner at even like a higher weight. So that's a really 2 big things that work really well and are going to improve your health. But it's just a lot easier when you can eat more calories and you're burning more naturally and stuff like that with more muscle, and there's a lot of different health benefits that come with it. Some people also believe it can help improve your dating life, which I do believe a little bit, but it's honestly going to give you more attention from other men depending on like your weightlifting stats and stuff like that. So I mean, that'll only go so far. And I would say 7th is try to get some sleep. I used to get no sleep. I was very bad with getting sleep. Even as early as like middle school. I'd stay up and just watch crap, and then that would really extend into high school. I didn't get a lot of sleep, and in college I got probably the worst sleep I've ever got in my life. Certainly early college, like community college, and it was a really bad habit, and honestly helped really destroy me on a lot of days. And it was something, I guess, being young, you can overcome, and still kind of can if you have to, but you just feel so much worse. And I've seen that as I'm getting into my mid-20s, that getting sleep is definitely more worth it than not. And last of these points on the self-improvement habits that actually work: make a plan, make some type of plan for whatever your future goals are, whether that's in the career, financially, or otherwise. Figure out what's my ultimate goal and what are the micro steps I can do to get there. When you map this out, it makes it a lot easier to follow it rather than just kind of going day to day and guessing, which a lot of people do. They almost don't set the goal, so they don't know when they fail at something, or they don't know when they should be really attacking something, and it keeps you a little bit in the dark. But I think the people that outline things clearly and know what you have to do or be doing to work to achieve that goal each and every single day, you're going to end up much better off in the long run. So everybody, those are my realistic self-improvement habits that actually work and you can actually do. It's not something like add 6 inches to your height and just change your entire personality. A lot of people can do these things. They can certainly work on them, and they would be much better off in the long run for the most part. But let me know in the comments below if I missed anything, or if you disagree with any of this. Definitely be sure to leave one below. And thank you guys for watching. Also, check out the social medias if you haven't already, and the other channels that are in the description below. Got plenty of other things going on. Thanks so much again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.